creating balance, safety, and healing by being your own loving guide. September 23, 2013. Greetings, dear ones. How pleased we are to be back in your presence again. We honor you for coming and anchoring the energies of the group, and of course, when we say group, we mean not only those who are in the room at this time, but also those who will be enjoying this transmission on your internet at a later time. We wish you a very happy equinox. Thank you for joining us on this very special day of balance. Balance is what is becoming so very important to you all, moving forward. It is difficult to remember your mastery when you are not in a state of balance. Balance is an energy that seeks to preserve your safety and well-being. Think of a dancer, or one who is on skates. They swerve, they adjust, they move with the energies, and that is what we want for you. We want you to dance joyfully and thrive in the energies from a place of safety and balance, and that is what we would like to discuss with you today. The most important thing that you can do in terms of creating a space for healing and finding your balance, is to create a safe spot for yourself. It is to create a safe inner circle where you're completely supported in being who you really are, in shining brightly, in having experiences, and in knowing yourself more and more as the divine being that you are, here in the body, having a human experience. Many of you have been seeking healing for old wounds that have occurred to you during previous life expressions, and also wounds that have occurred to you throughout this incarnation. The most fundamental thing you must do, the first step to allow the healing that you seek, is to create a safe place where there will be no more harm done to you. You do that by embracing your own divinity and by becoming your own doting parent, your own unconditionally loving guide. You simply cannot find your way to healing if you are continually being re-wounded. As you were growing up, if you were in a loving family, you were raised by parents who, above all else, wanted your safety. They cared tremendously about your well-being, about keeping you nourished, sheltered, happy, healthy, and making sure that you had all of the care, love, and things that you needed to thrive. They made sure that you napped, ate, bathed, played, and were completely in charge of your care. As you got older and matured, you started to assume more independence, which is completely appropriate. But what has happened, which was really never the intention, is that when you became adults, rather than assuming the role of being unconditionally loving and nurturing to yourself, you fell into old belief systems that had been passed down through your family lineage. Suddenly, you believed that joy was frivolous. That it matters not that you like what you do, it only matters that you make money, that you sacrifice yourself and your happiness for others, that you become focused on the behavior and well-being of others and forget about yourself. This was never the intention. It was meant to be a passing of the baton, celebrating that you are now able to be lovingly nurturing to yourselves, to make good decisions, and to act as your own guides or loving parents. The ability for you to do so is absolutely vital for you to move forward. So we ask you to take a moment and think about any ways in which you don't keep yourself safe. If you continue to allow another person's poor behavior to hurt you over and again, you are not creating a safe environment for yourself. You will continue to be re-wounded and you will not allow the healing that your soul is seeking to move forward and have the full life expression that you are here to have. We are not saying that you shouldn't be loving and caring towards others. Far from it. We are asking that you be loving, caring, and nurturing for yourself first. Then from that balanced place, love and nurture others, helping them find their own accountability, their own authentic power, their own responsibility, and their ability to love and nurture themselves. So the rule of thumb, dear ones, always, is to never become more invested in another's wellness than they are in their own, and to never become more invested in another's wellness than you are in your own. It must begin within. So, if you had loving parents, we urge you to start loving yourself from this moment forward as your parents did. If you were not fortunate enough to have loving, supportive, nurturing parents, now is the time to become your own. Now is the time to make wonderful decisions for yourself. You know what was missing for you. Go give whatever you didn't receive to yourself and make the solemn vow to yourself that you will never allow anyone to hurt you, or neglect you, again. If anyone treats you with less respect than you would accept for a beloved child, they are not a safe person to have in your inner circle. You get to choose. No one wins by accepting poor behavior from others. We are not for a second saying that you should not practice love and unity consciousness. But we are saying that it is loving to hold others accountable for their less than desirable behavior towards you. That is being loving to you, and it is being loving to them. Because as people are no longer supported in their poor behavior, they will have no choice but to grow, change, and evolve. That is what you are all on the planet to do. Within each and every one of you is an amazing internal guidance system that is led by your inner divinity. You always know, deep within yourselves, what is the right course of action. You always know whether something is empowering to you or disempowering to you. You always know whether a behavior is acceptable or not. You all have that within you. The most ultimate balance you will ever find comes from becoming a loving guide to yourself, which allows you to experience your own divinity and your humanity at the very same time. Can you feel the balance from that? That is where you are going. From that balanced, unconditionally loving place, from that nurtured, cared for place, you will always make good and healthy decisions. You will make wonderful choices for yourself regarding what you ingest, how much rest you get, what you do for fun, your love relationships, your fitness, your meditation practices. If you make every single decision based on asking yourself, if I were a loving guide for myself, what would I advise myself to do? You will allow your divinity to lead the way, which will allow you to have a far more satisfying experience as an enlightening human being, on an ascending planet. This is the ultimate in self-responsibility. This is stepping into your authentic power. This is the embracing of all the things that you all have within you. And by doing so, not only will you bloom and thrive, your entire planet will do so as well. You still get to have preferences. You still get to be energetically selective, even if you are practicing unconditional love and unity consciousness. It is not loving to anyone to allow yourself to be abused or treated poorly. And while you are reevaluating things, this means you must stop abusing yourself through your own negative self-talk as well. Now this doesn't mean that you throw people out to the curb if they are having a bad day. Of course not. We are talking about choosing your wisdom and discernment. If there is consistent poor behavior from another, where the person is unpredictable and you can't safely be open around them, we would suggest to you that that is not a person you should have in your inner circle. It just makes sense. What would you tell your child if there was a bully at school who sent them home in tears every day? You certainly wouldn't say be that person's best friend. You would say, stay with your friends, the ones who love you and treat you well, and avoid that other person. You might say the bully must be feeling sad or angry inside, and that there must be something going on with that person. But you wouldn't encourage your child to submit themselves to that abuse time and again, would you? Dear ones, the entire planet would do so well if you would just follow the advice you give your children. That includes having fun, experiencing joy and laughter, being self-nurturing, doing what feels good. There are plenty of things on your planet that can bring you deep joy, that feel good, that are not harmful to you in the least. And we encourage you to seek out and enjoy them. By embracing your divinity and your humanity at the same time, you will create the balance to support living the lives of your dreams. But you must be your own loving guide, your own loving parent, your own loving nurturer, in order to create the perfect conditions for the healing that you've been seeking all along to be completed, so that you can start having the whole experience. This is what we wish for you to know today. It has been our great pleasure. Archangel Gabriel, through Shelley Young. TrinityEsoterics.com